Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so you've brought us this really fascinating collection of sources today, a whole series of new recipes you discovered online. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're all centered around, well, one ingredient, pumpkin.
the humble pumpkin, exactly.
Right. But, looking at these, humble feels like it really undersells it. Its versatility seems pretty astonishing.
It really does. And that's sort of the mission for our deep dive today, isn't it? To shift our perception a bit.
Yeah.
To move beyond, just pumpkin pie or the Halloween jack-o'-lantern.
Definitely past the jack-o'-lantern.
Right. And uncover the surprising culinary range this ingredient actually has. The idea is to pull out those, nuggets of knowledge from your sources.
See how it works globally.
Exactly. See how pumpkin inspires these really diverse dishes, different flavors from all over. It's a real testament to how adaptable it is in the kitchen.
And adaptable is definitely the word. I have to admit, just seeing these recipes completely changed how I think about pumpkin. Because, right off the bat, we're not just talking sweet treats here.
Oh.
Not at all.
No.
Here's where it gets really interesting for me. My first glance at your sources, it led me straight into the savory side of pumpkin.
Okay.
Take, for instance, the pumpkin and callaloo curry you found.
Right.
Just the sound of callaloo and curry with pumpkin.
Right.
It conjures up this image of rich, unexpected warmth and spice.
It does.
But maybe for those of us listening who aren't, in the know, what exactly is callaloo and what's its role here with the pumpkin?
That's a great question, and it really does highlight the global nature of these recipes we're looking at.
Right.
So callaloo is a popular leafy green vegetable, think sort of like spinach or maybe collard greens. It's really central to a lot of Caribbean and West African cuisines.
Okay.
And it's known for this slightly earthy, kind of subtly bitter taste. So when you pair that with something rich and sweet like pumpkin, especially in a curry, you get this incredible balance. The pumpkin isn't just filler. It's sweetness, it's creamy texture.
Yeah.
It becomes a foil for those strong spices in the greens. It mellows them out,
Right, softens the edges.
Exactly. And it also acts as a natural thickener for the curry sauce. It's really a foundational element. It transforms the whole dish.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of Caribbean flavors, there was another one that really caught my eye. Pumpkin and conch stew.
Yes.
Now, conch, for anyone who might not have had it, it's a type of large sea snail, right?
Yeah.
Super popular in coastal island cooking.
That's right.
So what does the pumpkin bring to a dish that features something as distinctive as conch?
Well, it's really a brilliant pairing. It shows off pumpkin's sort of chameleon ability, how it integrates into these really diverse regional styles.
Uh-huh.
In a pumpkin and conch stew, the conch itself, it has this firm, maybe slightly chewy texture and a subtle sort of oceanic flavor.
Right.
Pumpkin comes in and provides this gentle sweetness. It complements the seafood, but doesn't overpower it. And maybe more importantly, its starchy flesh, when you simmer it, it breaks down beautifully.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it gives this luxurious body of velvety consistency to the stew. So the dish feels really hearty and complete, often without needing heavy creams or other thickeners.
So it enriches it naturally.
Exactly. It's about enriching the mouthfeel, the flavor profile in a very natural way. It creates this synergy with the lean protein of the conch.
So it's kind of like this silent partner that just elevates everything else around it.
Precisely.
Okay, and then for something completely different, but still firmly in that savory camp, we also saw a roasted pumpkin and chickpea stew.
Yes.
That just sounds wonderfully hearty, doesn't it? And very plant forward. How does pumpkin's role here differ, say, from the callaloo or the conch dishes?
Well, it's an excellent example of pumpkin's role in plant-based cooking, while it still brings that sweetness and body we talked about. In a roasted pumpkin and chickpea stew, the roasting step beforehand, that's key. Roasting the pumpkin caramelizes its natural sugars. It deepens the flavor, the Maillard reaction. It brings out these nuttier, more intense notes that you just wouldn't get if you boiled or steamed it.
Okay, so a totally different profile.
Totally different. And this roasted depth, combined with those earthy chickpeas, it creates this really robust, umami-rich stew that feels incredibly satisfying.
Wow.
So here, pumpkin isn't just a thickener or, a balancing act. It's a central flavor component. It forms the backbone of the dish right alongside the chickpeas.
It becomes an anchor.
Yeah, a flavor anchor grounds the whole meal. It really highlights how a simple technique like roasting can just unlock completely new dimensions of an ingredient we think we know.
That's fascinating, just how the preparation method so dramatically changes its contribution. It really shows, doesn't it, how pumpkin isn't just like a supporting character.
Not at all.
It truly takes center stage in these bold, flavorful, savory creations, whether it's mellowing spices or enriching seafood or becoming the heart of a vegetarian meal. It really is a culinary chameleon from the get-go.
Exactly. And what's particularly insightful here, I think, is how pumpkin's unique starch structure, it's often rich in pectin, allows it to thicken and emulsify these really robust dishes like the curries and stews
Right.
without necessarily needing dairy or, heavy flours. This creates that naturally velvety texture that's really prized in a lot of global cuisines.
Especially the plant-forward ones.
Especially those, yeah. Or ones focused on lighter but still substantial meals. It's an ingredient that offers both substance and subtlety. It's quite remarkable.
That's a fantastic point about its natural thickening power.
Mhm.
And speaking of unexpected pairings, we found this whole category where pumpkin absolutely shines alongside fruit.
Ah, yes.
I mean, the harmony these combinations achieve, it just sounds delightful.
Yeah.
Almost like pumpkin is showing us, I don't know, another side of its personality entirely.
This is where pumpkin truly showcases its ability to bridge different flavor profiles. It acts almost like a harmonizing agent between the sweet and the tart.
It seems like one particular pairing is quite the star in your sources.
Mhm.
We saw roasted pumpkin and apple salad. Not just once, but twice.
That's right. You noticed that.
Yeah. The fact that it pops up in two separate recipes suggests this combination must be, I don't know, particularly popular or effective.
You're spot on. That repetition definitely signals a proven classic appeal. The magic behind pumpkin and apple together, it lies in their complementary flavors and textures.
How so?
Well, apples, especially varieties like, say, Honeycrisp or Granny Smith, they bring a crisp texture and
Right.
that bright tartness, right, from the malic acid.
That crisp bite.
Exactly. Then pumpkin, especially roasted pumpkin, offers a softer, creamier texture and that deep, earthy sweetness.
Right.
So when you combine them, the tartness of the apple cuts through the richness of the pumpkin, while the pumpkin mellows out the apple's sharp edges. It's a synergistic effect, creates this balanced flavor profile that's both refreshing and somehow comforting at the same time.
So it's more than just putting two sweet things together. It's a real balancing act. Sweetness, acidity, and that textural contrast.
Precisely.
And then taking that same idea but in a different form, we also have a spiced pumpkin and apple crostini.
Yes.
Now, this is an appetizer idea that really intrigues me. You get that delightful sweet tart flavor, but with a satisfying crunch.
Hmm?
How does this application kind of elevate that pumpkin apple pairing?
Well, the spiced pumpkin and apple crostini is a beautiful demonstration of how simple pairings can lead to really sophisticated results, whether you want something fresh like the salad or a little bite-sized treat like this.
Mm-hmm.
And here, that spice element, it's crucial. Warming spices, think cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, maybe some clove. They're just natural partners for both pumpkin and apple.
Right, they work so well together.
They really do. They amplify the inherent sweetness and add this aromatic complexity. So on a crostini, you get the crisp bread, maybe a creamy spiced pumpkin puree, or even roasted chunks.
Okay.
And then often some thinly sliced fresh apple for that bright, textural counterpoint. It just transforms that simple fruit and vegetable pairing into a really elegant appetizer.
Yeah, I can picture that.
It really proves pumpkin's versatility extends even to these, sophisticated little bites. It's a perfect example of pumpkin acting as that bridging chameleon, uniting fresh, warm, sweet, savory elements all into one harmonious whole.
It's true. It makes me think about dinner parties. It's incredible how it just navigates from these hearty stews to delicate appetizers, really flexing its chameleon muscles.
Absolutely.
But now, let's turn to the more, let's say, traditionally sweet applications of pumpkin. Although even here, your sources reveal some wonderfully unique twists.
They do indeed.
So what does all this mean for our dessert cravings? Because it's clearly not just the usual suspects anymore.
No, not at all. These recipes show a real push towards innovation in the sweet category. Pumpkin isn't just, filling a pie crust. It's exploring totally new textural and flavor dimensions.
This is where it becomes the indulgent chameleon.
Exactly. This is where we see it transform into a truly indulgent chameleon.
Okay, so I saw spiced pumpkin bread pudding, and instantly I thought comfort food, but like taken to a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
That richness of bread pudding combined with the spiced pumpkin warmth.
Mm.
It just sounds like pure indulgence. What makes this particular dessert so appealing? And how does pumpkin contribute beyond just, flavor?
Oh, a spiced pumpkin bread pudding is just pure comfort elevated. And pumpkin here, it isn't just a flavor element, it's really foundational. It gives incredible moisture and richness to the pudding.
Right.
Its natural sugars add sweetness, of course, but its pureed form helps bind the bread and the custardy base together. It creates that signature silky smooth texture when it bakes.
Ah, the texture.
Yes. And the spiced aspect, again, it's vital. Those warming notes, cinnamon, clove, ginger, allspice, they're almost universally linked with pumpkin in sweet dishes, right?
Definitely.
They enhance its natural sweetness, provide this depth of flavor that feels both, nostalgic and deeply satisfying. It's really a masterclass in using pumpkin for both taste and that luxurious texture.
That sounds absolutely divine.
Ugh.
Okay, and then for something with a completely different textural vibe, we have a spiced pumpkin sesame crisp.
Yes.
The sesame addition there is quite fascinating. It suggests this interesting nutty flavor, right? And a wonderful textural dimension that's totally different from a typical soft pumpkin dessert. What's happening there?
This is such a fantastic example of creative dessert innovation, really pushing the boundaries of what we expect from pumpkin.
Right.
So while the bread pudding embraces pumpkin's creamy, moist side, the sesame crisp leans into its flavor profile, but focuses on contrasting textures. Pumpkin's inherent sweetness and spice are there, but they're combined with sesame seeds, which add this distinctly nutty, slightly bitter, and really aromatic quality, especially when they're toasted. And the crisp part implies this delicate, maybe brittle texture, perhaps achieved by baking or frying really thin layers. So here, pumpkin provides the base flavor and the moisture.
Allowing the sesame to shine.
Exactly. Allowing the sesame to shine, offering this delightful crunch and an unexpected sort of global twist. It almost suggests Middle Eastern or Asian influences.
Wow.
It's just a wonderful demonstration of how pumpkin can adapt its core essence to create entirely new sensory experiences.
It's incredible to think about. And it really raises that question, doesn't it? How far can we push the boundaries of an ingredient we think we know so well?
It does.
These two examples, from that rich, comforting pudding to a delicate, nutty crisp, they just showcase pumpkin's transformative power. Not just in flavor, but in texture and form, too.
Precisely. And notice, in both the bread pudding and the sesame crisp, the consistent presence of spiced. That's crucial, creating that warmth and depth we associate with comforting seasonal flavors.
True.
But they do it with entirely different, let's say, flavor architecture. The bread pudding gives you that classic, deeply satisfying, indulgent experience, leveraging pumpkin's ability to create a lush mouthfeel.
Right.
In stark contrast, the sesame crisp provides a completely different textural profile, light, crunchy, nutty. It shows how pumpkin can be the flavor foundation for something elegant and delicate.
It's amazing.
It really speaks to a broader trend, I think, of creative dessert innovation, moving beyond the established norms and reminding us there's always more to discover, even in the most familiar ingredients.
Wow. Okay, so from curries to crostini, salads to bread puddings, it's just undeniable. These new recipes paint such a vivid picture of the pumpkin truly being a culinary chameleon.
Absolutely.
I mean, who knew it could do so much? In so many different forms and flavor profiles.
What we've really seen today through these diverse new recipes you brought us isn't just, a list of interesting dishes.
No.
It highlights the ongoing innovation happening in the culinary world and the truly global reach of common ingredients like pumpkin.
Yeah.
It just reinforces the idea that even the most familiar foods can offer endless possibilities for exploration and delicious discovery simply by pairing them differently or using them in diverse cultural contexts or even just preparing them with a slightly different technique.
It's about seeing beyond the obvious.
Exactly. Seeing beyond the obvious and appreciating the ingredients' inherent versatility.
Absolutely. Well, this deep dive has been a fantastic journey, and it's all thanks to you, really, for bringing us such intriguing sources to look at.
My pleasure.
It truly is a joy to discover new facets of something we thought we knew so well, especially when it comes to food. It just proves that, every ingredient in your pantry could be a potential culinary adventure just waiting to happen.
And perhaps, as you reflect on these delightful pumpkin transformations we've discussed, consider this. How many other seemingly simple ingredients in your pantry might be hiding a whole world of undiscovered culinary potential? What ingredient will you explore next, and what unexpected connections will you find that truly surprise you?